So, Mike, one of the questions we get from our customers is, some of the key things you have to keep in mind to build your skill in storytelling. And I'd love to get your thoughts. What what are the one or two things that you really have to do to build your story skills?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question, isn't it? Because the engineer in me has the framework and the start with a time and place, and it has to be a sequence of events. There's like kind of rules to a story skill. But in fact, it's not how we learnt stories, is it, as kids, or what we did? And
yes.
So I think this aspect of just being hearing stories and noticing the ones you like and telling them again, and we put a lot of effort into spotting a story, don't we? Like, do you even know what one is and notice it?
Yeah, I have this feeling that you sort of have to develop it like almost like a taste for stories. Like you have a taste for coffee or a taste for wine, where you're drinking that wine and you're really appreciating it and going, oh my God, like the flavour, the response that you have.
Mm.
But that only happens if you can see a story. Right?
You can even know what it is.
If you know what it is, like you go, oh, that is a story. Now you can appreciate it as an element of some sort, right?
Yes.
And I think that's part of it. But
yes.
I know for me, you're the person who really got me to lift another level around coaching, right? And I think that iterative process that you help people through is like a vital element of learning the skill, isn't it?
It is, and you're actually a big help there as well, because I remember when I was going on Jeb Blunt's podcast.
Yes.
I said, look, it's really important, and this is the connection story I'm thinking of telling, and I told it to you.
Right. And
then you kind of fed back what you inferred.
Yes.
From that story. So we had that little conversation about that story.
Yep.
And I think that's really helpful to get that feedback. We do that visual feedback when we're coaching our clients, and I think so people can see, okay, this is how I can make my story better. Here's how it works. Here's how it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's so many little things that can. It's not like a make or break. I think stories are quite resilient.
They are.
You can tell a half-baked story and it will still work okay, right?
Yes.
In fact, I think I'm a bit advocate of ordinary stories. Right? You don't have to have the most amazing story to get your point across. You just got to keep them short.
Well, that's right, and relevance. Probably relevance is the biggest trap. Maybe you like to tell stories, and now suddenly they're not that relevant.
Yeah.
The good ones, we kind of feel something, that we really feel some emotion with those stories. Yeah. I think when I was growing up, I used to do a lot of bushwalking, and we used to lie in the tent in joke competitions. So we'd tell a joke, and the idea, the rules were, like 3 or 4 is in the tent. Right? Yes. The rules were, someone tells a joke, someone else has to tell a joke that's related to the first joke, right?
Wow.
And as soon as you can't think of a joke, you're out. We go for hours. We just like tell 200 jokes, because each joke would remind you of the next one, right?
Yes.
And of course we're trying to get a humorous benefit, so we're killing ourselves laughing as we go through these jokes, right? But one story triggers another story, and you think, oh yeah, and you and I do that often, right?
Yes.
So I think this noticing and just enjoying, appreciating, hearing the story. Yeah, that's a lot to do with building the skill, isn't it?
I think so.